Hello, welcome to part two. I did carry on a little bit purely to just shorten the length of the videos down, and I found this wise to do because the next step really is so easy and so simple. It's putting on the stickers. So you just peel them off the backing paper and you just lay them on, and they fit almost exactly. No complaints at all. They do ask you to take off the propeller to get this front end in. I think it probably would have been wise to have not put the propeller on in the first place from the beginning, I think. But never mind. If you find as though you don't want to take this propeller off because you might damage it, which is a fair thing because you have to use quite a bit of pressure to get this on and off. You probably just slit the printing at the front, and then just go either side behind the gearage. That's if you don't fancy it. Also, it might be advisable to get some Sharpie pens. Anything that's white then can just be filled in with a coloured Sharpie pen. And but I have to admit, this has turned out quite nice. Quite impressed with that. The detailing in the cockpit is pretty good. It's almost photographic. So yeah, that's good. I would have put the battery, not the battery. I'm doing it again. I would have put the magnet in a lot earlier than what they suggested. Partly because you've got to glue that in and make sure that you've got your negative, your north and south the right way round. So the magnet now gets covered by that sticker there, so you can just hear that clicking in there, and I just open it with a toothpick like that. Okay, so we're good to go with that. The spinner goes on the front of the propeller. They suggest to glue it. I would tend probably not to at this stage, because you've got to do test flights, maiden flights, and if it has a prang, you want this to come off freely, and then when you're sure the model's all trimmed out and you're okay with it, then perhaps glue it on. But if you ever want to get it off again, you're going to struggle. But that just pushes on, and all then you have to do is just make sure that the propeller spins freely, which it does. No issues there. They ask you to put on the tail wheel, which is a ply. I've coloured that in with a Sharpie pen, and then they have stickers for the wheels. So that looks pretty cool. So that's the underneath, the top, the bottom, the sides, the front. The front looks pretty good with the grille and everything. So we're good to go. So I'm just hoping to save a lot of time there, really. So what's next? So the next thing is the canopy. Now with the canopy, I'll just show you the drawing on my laptop. Got a 3D drawing there. So the sloping part of this is the front, faces the engine, and this part faces the back. Now they do say to cut this out. Now I have a little trick of my own that I always use, and it never fails me. And I'm being as this is waste here, I'll show you what it is. Rather than using a knife, because if you use a knife or scissors, you can slip very easily, hurt yourself, you can get the cut wrong, and once you've cut that, that's it, you've done it. So what I tend to do, I get glass paper and I just rub along the edge like that, and you just keep going for a few seconds. Okay, and then what you do, you just keep doing that, twisting it, and eventually you get a straight line all the way down. I wonder if it'll do it now actually. So I'll fold that back, double it up on itself. Yeah. Sometimes it happens quite quickly, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. I can see that going through already. Yeah, let's do this end. Okay, and I can see there's a gap there already. Just go backwards and forwards with it, and it should hopefully, he said, there you go. It just peels away. There you go. That's all you got to do. And you know, you're not cut your fingers off or anything like that. And then you can start to fit it to the fuselage and see how it fits. So I'm going to do that right now. But that's how I'm doing it. Get a nice clean cut. Okay. There you go. Another Baron's topical tip. So there we go. There's your canopy on. I've used the UFO glue to glue that on, by the way. If you use the CA, it gives off like a little gas. It makes all the plastic go cloudy, and you won't be able to see through it. So I use the UFO glue, and I've used the stencils they got here. These stickers they put on. It looks more complicated than what it is. It's actually not hard or difficult to do at all. So I'm just going to let that go off, and I'm really looking forward now to getting the tail feathers on and the wings put together. And I'll go a little bit slower with those because you know, it's interesting, isn't it? And we'll see if we can get those put on and get this thing looking like it's an airplane. But so far I'm quite impressed with that. It's looking okay. So there you go. See you in the next bit. Now we're getting to the really interesting parts where we're going to put the tail feathers on, and you'll find the vertical stabilizer here and the horizontal stabilizer next to it, and it's just really a case of, you know, using the knife that they provided with it to cut them out. And I have to say the instructions are very easy to follow. There's nothing about this so far that is really technically challenging. So I don't think, you know, you need to be somebody who's been doing this for you know, 20 odd years to learn how to make this. I think it'd be very easy for a first timer, to be quite honest. There's nothing difficult about this, and I have to say I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying making it. I just wish we had something like this when I was a young boy, but there you go. Technology moves on. You just got to be careful what you're doing, concentrate on what you're doing. So let me just double check with the photographs, because I'm not sure whether to cut that there or there. It seems I've got to cut it. I've got to cut it flush. So, you know, do check the photos. I think also it's probably worth looking through the whole of the manual beforehand, because you might see something that be something down the line that would be easier to deal with. So what we're going to do now, you take your little screwdriver that I've had on my magnet, they're supplied with a kit, and just run that down the horizontal stabilizer where the elevator joins. Okay, so you should be able to move that freely. So we'll just do go along the line on the top as well. Do not put lots of pressure on. You'll go through. You'll just go through it. I think just a little bit of encouragement to let it go up and down, like so. Yeah. Now, my suggestion would be, if you do find you've gone all the way through, just get yourself some sellotape. Let's put some sellotape along it if you've gone all the way through. Okay. I don't think there's any shame in that. And don't forget, you want more up than down. Okay. So there you are. And what I will do is I'll just file a little bit off the edges where I've put the knife through. Don't think just that little bit there. If you feel as though you want to fill in any white bits, my best suggestion is to use either paint or but my best suggestion is Sharpie pens. Sharpie pens are very good with this type of material. This is Depron. It's I don't know the chemical makeup of it, to be honest with you, but it's just like a very light foam board, and it's, you know, that people can easily print on it, so it allows you to have these high details, and being light, it's very good for the use of modelling. And I'm more used to balsa, so if I like it, then it's got to be half right. Now, if you get the vertical stabilizer, which is actually this is the vertical stabilizer, this is the rudder. Okay, so this is the horizontal stabilizer, this is the elevator. Okay, just to make sure that we know where we are with that. Now we have to glue. You get this plywood here, and you need this little, well, I suppose you could say a stick. This is a reinforcement for the vertical stabilizer. So I'm just looking for I'll put the glue down. Well, oh, here it is, yeah. So I'm going to use the UFO glue. Okay. I think before I do that, just do a quick trial fit. Make sure it fits, you know, before you put glue on it. Yeah, it does. It fits absolutely perfectly. There's nothing on here that doesn't fit. There's nothing on here that doesn't fit, which is nice. You know, so I think if you bought, I don't know about the other models from Minimum RC, because I haven't built. This is my first Minimum RC model, so if they're all like this, then you know, I don't see you're going to have much problems. I think it's going to be straightforward, and I think enjoyable. If it wasn't for the fact that I have to go to work, I could probably do this model, you know, with breaks, etc. Just over half a day, maybe a day. You can get it all up and running, but you have to let things dry, you know. That goes in there, so I'll just offer that up. So that goes in there like that. Just make sure it's flat. Okay, you don't want it going off to an angle, and I'm going to put that to one side and let that go off. Now, just referring back to the instructions, yeah, right, they want us to put that together with the vertical to the horizontal, so I think, as in all things, when you make models, you got to learn to be patient, and you got to learn to do dry fits. And let me see if I've got this right. That's not in the right place, is it? Yeah. Okay. So there you go. Lesson learned. Do a dry fit. So it's got to go like that. So what you've got to do to get that in, there's nothing difficult about it. Just offer it in this way. Yeah. So because you've got this little cutout here. Okay. Offer it in that way like that, and then just turn it in, and it'll go in just like that. Now, you've got to make this 90 degrees. So I think, do I still have my Barrel Flights mug around? Oh, hang on. Yeah, we have the jar. So we have the jar. Yep. So if you have a mug or a jar, you can rest it on there, I think. And let me just see. Yeah, like that. Okay, just make sure everything is square on. Now, normally with a balsa model or something like that, I would use a 90 degrees tool like that. But this is a very light model. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to utilize these little, what do you call them? With the bubble in them. I'm getting too old. Oh, anyway, levels, because they're square. So if you got something that's square, this is ideal. Okay, and then you just put them either side like that, and making sure that you don't glue those two bits of plastic together, because you know it's going to come off like that otherwise. So you got something that's 90 degrees square, and then just set that aside and let it dry, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to glue that now, set it aside, let it go off. I'm going to give it about half an hour or so, and then I'll come back to this, and then we'll move on to the next part. So I think the next part is, attach the horizontal stabilizer to the corresponding location on the fuselage, ensuring that the horizontal stabilizer is parallel with the wing spar. So in other words, you want the wing and the horizontal stabilizer to be level, which is not difficult. So I'll come straight back. As soon as that's dried, I'll come straight back. Right, so moving swiftly on, you've got to put the tail feathers now onto the rear of the airframe, and it just slots in here, and you sort of go in and bring it round, it slots in. So what I've done is, the reason I've made a bit of a gap is because I need the glue to dry. So I've gone and done something else, come back, and the glue's dried now, so that's quite solid. So there's only two things left to do now. The two things are to put these, I forgot what you call it, what's it called? The tail fin brackets. Now, the only word of caution I would say with putting in the tail fin brackets in is put them in dry first, okay, before you glue them, because you want to look down and make sure that they're not throwing out the level on the horizontal stabilizer. So you need to get that square on, yeah, and once you're happy with it, you can glue them in. So there we are with that. And then the other thing is, I'm going to glue these in just a minute. The other thing is, you get two stickers, and you just peel those off like so, and they go over the over that bit of wood there. Okay, and that's what you do. You put them on, hides that bit of wood. Okay, and then the next bit is the wings, which I'm going to come to as soon as I have glued on the tail fin brackets. Okay, the tail fin brackets found here. Right, let me glue them on, let the glue dry, and I'll come straight back. Right you are, so that's all glued in now. The stickers are on the side of the rudder and everything looks square onto me, so I'm quite happy with that. So the next part is the wings. Now when you get the wings, grab your little screwdriver again. Now you've got to go across some score lines here. So you'll see on this inner part of the wing there's a score line just there, and you just again just go along that score line like that, okay, and then just bend it a little bit so that can go into that shape like that there, okay. And the same for the other inner wing side, score it along there. Again, it needs to be that sort of shape. It'll become apparent as to why and how just when we come to put them on. Then with the wings themselves, you've got a center line along here, okay. Now that's to make the wing bend into a wing shape, okay. So again, you score along that line, okay, and then that allows you with a slight bend, so you get that wing shape like that, yeah, the aerofoil if you like. So it's got to tease it, don't go mad, okay, nice and gentle, okay. And then we got the ailerons, okay. So here's the score line for the ailerons to here, and then from there to there. And I believe that these link up, okay. So you put the score line in, like that. Okay, and then you need to be able to bend this up and down. I think you need to do the other side as well actually. It doesn't tell you to do that, but I think it needs it. Let's score that side. Okay, so it's free and easy. So if there's any issues, you've gone too far, just use sellotape as a joint, okay. And I'm going to do the same with this wing. There you go, and then down the fold of the wing like that, so the wing aerofoil can come into play like that, okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with the ailerons on the other side. Now when you come to put the wings on, be careful when you're gluing this wing root that you don't glue this part here, that's the aileron, that moves, okay. So that needs to be, make sure you don't glue that. You can, if you're not sure, put a little bit of Vaseline on here. In fact I probably will. I've got some Vaseline somewhere. Oh, here we are. Got some Vaseline here. And what you do, if I can get the tin open. Oh, come on, come on, come on. There you go. Okay. Just get a little toothpick. Okay. And get a little dab of Vaseline near your toothpick. And just put that on there. There you go. And there's a bit of insurance, so if the glue runs, oh, it's come off here, put that back on with sellotape. So if the glue runs, okay, you're not going to glue the aileron to the fuselage, because that would be bad. And I'll pop this on with a bit of sellotape. I'll just go and get it. Put that to one side there. Back in a minute. Well, I'm afraid that's all we got time for, because I want to make every episode no longer than 30 minutes, and we're up to 20 odd minutes now. So what I'm going to do, this is the end of part 2, and I'll see you in part 3. It's taken a little bit longer than what I thought, to be honest. So I hope you've enjoyed it so far. In the next part, we will be putting the wings together, and you're going to get another Baron's topical tip, and I bet you can't wait to see what that is. So here's the end of part 2. Please look out for your name on the credits. I've put them all on, and any newcomers go at the beginning, so you know you're not forgotten. And I appreciate everybody's input, everybody's comment. I will try and reply to everybody that I can, and I look forward to seeing you in part 3. Thank you very much. Cheerio.
Do you, she won't.